Easy as. Rightio. Welcome to the show, team. Yarns with Beef and Matt, powered by LSKD. I'm Matt.
I'm Beef.
And today we have rookie sensation Emily De Rooy. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks. Yourselves?
Yeah, not bad, mate.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Easy as. How's life treating you at the moment? You're over in America?
Yeah, it's pretty good. The whole not working thing has been really nice.
Oh, I bet.
Just being able to all day, do nothing else has been real.
Easy as. How long you been there now? A couple of weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks now. 2 weeks tomorrow.
Mate, easy as. Yeah, we want to start this off. We'll jump right into it. Before CrossFit, we want to know a bit about you growing up, like where you grew up and like what kind of sports you were doing before CrossFit and what sort of led you into that. So yeah, take it away.
Yeah, cool. So like before CrossFit, I was doing a lot of like swimming and surf lifesaving. I did that for probably like 10 years. I started competitively, I call it competitively, at the age of like 7. I started really I really enjoyed it at that age. Weird to say at that age, but really got into it then, built up a lot of my training, and I did that for about 10 years up until I was 17. Made a few like Australian teams, Queensland teams, for surf lifesaving, water polo as well. I played a fair bit of, but yeah, they were like my main sports throughout like my school period. I got to the point of absolutely hating swimming by 17, but where I swam, the pool that I swam at had like a little CrossFit box attached to it. I saw that, and yeah, once I decided I was gonna give swimming a little rest, I jumped in on that, had a little go, jumped in on the fundamentals, loved it, and yeah, haven't looked back since that.
A lot of the Americans praise the Aussie athletes for their swimming, so it's cool that you've got a bit of a swimming background. You're looking forward. There's got to be a swim.
Yeah, surely.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I definitely live up to the stereotype of the swimming, being pretty good at swimming. So
yeah, I watched the that day in the life. It was Luke Parker and Bailey Rail. And you made a appearance on that one. How's it swimming with those girls? Are you dusting them, or are they keeping up, or what's going on?
They still go all right. Like,
yeah,
just with my background in swimming, obviously I'm going to be a little bit stronger in the water, but the other girls are still really strong in the water. Like Paige Powers, she's pretty strong as well. She was there. She keeps up really well. She did a bit of swimming, I think, though, in her early days. So she does well. They're the only ones I've really swam with so far. But yeah.
That's like, man.
How's the dynamic with going over to the States? Just thinking on like a lot of other sports, when the Americans are involved, they do it like on another level. Say basketball, for example, here in Australia and New Zealand. We think we got a pretty good team, and then we play USA, and it's just like, what the fuck? Are they like on another level, or you right up there hanging with them? Obviously, you kind of have to, I guess.
I like to think I'm giving them a little bit of a run for their money, but there's definitely points, like me being a rookie, I'm still pretty brand new into the whole like CrossFit Games thing. But some of the workouts I do get dusted. It's they just their experience, knowing how to pace things, knowing how to like do their sets and stuff, is just pretty epic to watch. Like I think Paige did bloody 30 unbroken wall walks at the back end of a workout the other day, and I did 3 and had to have a rest. So that was a nice little piece of humble pie there. But it's just, yeah, it's cool to be training with people who have been doing it for such a long time, and just seeing how they train, seeing how they work, and getting the tips off them.
Yeah, definitely. Come with experience, I guess.
Oh yeah.
That's good. So you got into CrossFit. How old were you when you got into CrossFit?
18.
18. Yeah. I was looking at like your games bio. So you did the first year in the Open. You were in the teenage year. 16,
yeah, because I was born in the back half of the year. I started just in time to do that first. Sorry, yeah, I was 17 to do that for the last Open of the teens age group.
Yeah.
Did that one as my first Open. Yeah.
So 2021, a bit of a breakout. Yeah. What was your training like? Yeah. What made you get sort of, to where you were that year?
I think that was probably the first year that I decided to try some programming outside of like my gym's programming. I'd also moved gyms as well after the Open before that, to just like a better facility. bad to say, I guess, but like better coaches, just more experienced coaches, and things like that. So I think that was definitely something that helped me.
Was that you when you moved to CrossFit Townsville?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's when I moved to CrossFit Townsville, end of 2020, I think it was, or mid 2020. And yeah, I started following, I think I was following Proven at that point. I started on their track. And that's probably when I started to see more increases like in my fitness and my conditioning, my gymnastics abilities, pretty much everything. So that was probably, what it all was.
Yeah. Have you always, like, do you live in Townsville? Is that where you're born and bred, or?
Yeah, I've lived there. I was born there, have been there my whole life.
Yeah.
Where is Townsville? Is that Brisbane?
North Queensland.
North Queensland. Fuck. Somewhere in Aussie. Yeah.
It's like North Queensland, maybe like 3/4 of the way up Queensland.
Right. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I don't really know Aussie that well.
His geography's not his thing, eh? I only really know because my old man lives in Rockhampton, so.
Yeah, we're about 8 hours north of that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just down the road then.
Yeah, pretty much. So good.
Cool. So,
other than CrossFit, so what's your day-to-day look like? You said obviously not working. What are you doing for a job?
I am a CrossFit coach at CrossFit Townsville, or CrossFit coach and like admin behind the scenes kind of things. So I'll train in the mornings, come home, have lunch, come train again before work, and then I'll generally work from like 3 till 7:30 or so in the night.
Yeah.
And that's been most of my days, like Monday through Friday, coming up to the games. Before that, I was working mornings as well, but my boss decided to cut that away because boss and coach combined in one made it very easy for that.
Yeah. Saw what you needed to do, and it's pretty cool that even work you can incorporate as you're like in the same environment, still learning, progressing in a way. So that's pretty sick.
Have you found that to be like have the adverse effect, like constantly being in the gym as a job as well?
Yeah.
Do you find that fucks with your training
a little bit? Like being there constantly, like you don't get any downtime. Like I'm there. Some days I'm there literally all day. Like I'll get there at 8 o'clock and I'm there till 8 p.m. So they're very long days, and they do get a little bit taxing. But I guess like having the job there makes it easy to go straight into training. I don't have to travel places, which I like. I don't like driving around. So like there's the pros and cons. Overall, like it's pretty good, but there are definitely like those days where I kind of wish like I had just like your normal job where I could go and just have something outside of the gym. But yeah, at the moment don't have that.
No, that's sweet as. 2021 Torian Pro 7th place. Was that, that's obviously your first year at Torian Pro's first semi-final as well. Were you going into that expecting much, or was it more just like gain some experience, see what happens?
Yeah, so I was not expecting that one at all. I qualified for the semis in 24th or 23rd, something like that. So I was like back of the pack, nearly in that like final heat, like the first heat, sorry. Yeah. So like the bottom heat going in. So to come out at 7th, I was not expecting that one at all. I just kind of was like, I started out the weekend really well. I finished 8th, I think, in the first event, which was a shock for me. And I think I was just like riding the wave throughout the whole weekend. And it just ended up being like a really good weekend for me, especially being my first year.
Yeah, sick. Came in, made a name for yourself like real quick. I did want to ask, having Tia on the floor last year, what's it like being in her presence? Is it kind of a downer, like, oh, she's winning it and I'm just fighting for second, or what's the energy like out there with her on the floor?
No, I think it's really cool to be able to like compete against literally the fittest woman in the world. Yeah. Obviously there is that thought like, oh, Tia's here, there's no way anyone can beat her, but I like to think she's still beatable. I might not be the person to do it, but I still think she's definitely beatable. She's going to come back even stronger now that she's had a kid. That mum strength is going to kick in, but I always like to think everyone's beatable. So even if it might not be me, might be someone else to take her place on top of the podium. But yeah, it's still really cool to be out there with her.
That's a good mindset. Everyone is beatable, and it's good that people are out there thinking it, because we hear it all the time in like commentary and stuff like that, going, "Oh well, they're just turning up for second place." But it's good to know that the athletes are out there going, "Nah, fuck, like we're gonna go out there to try to win."
yeah, it is frustrating. Like the commentators always saying that, like they don't believe that someone like that she can be beaten, especially when there's new people on the field that they've never seen before, like new talent and stuff. They don't know what's coming out. So yeah, it would be cool if someone could beat her, but it'd be also pretty cool if she just keeps winning.
Well, 2015, Ben Smith wins the games, and then 2016, people are like saying, "Oh, Matt Fraser, like the only person that can come close to him is going to be Ben Smith," and Ben Smith fucking bombs it, like doesn't even top 5. It's like, just shut up, man. Just watch the games and see what happens, eh?
Yeah, they love to talk up everyone.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating, even with Tia and then Cara as well last year. It's like people were just saying who's, everyone's just fighting for third. There's only one spot really for Oceania to fight for, which was pretty stink. But do you think Oceania, this end of the world, we got a lot of talent. Even this year, Caitlin Van Zyl coming in 4th. She was right up there with you guys. Do you think Oceania needs more spots, more representation at the games?
I reckon we do, absolutely. We only have 3 spots going to the games, which is like with our field pretty small. Like we've got that many like games athletes that have already been. Like we've got Maddie Sturt, Laura Clifton, Caitlin Van Zyl, Tia, Cara, obviously not this year. And then there's a few others as well. So there's a lot of talent in field, and then all the new up and comers as well. I definitely think we deserve more, but I guess it's up to CrossFit to decide that.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, it's always going to be up to them, but it's hard for us to take it like as they're not being biased when you've got like 12 people going from one of their regions. It's like, how the fuck is that?
Yeah,
even, and then,
Absolutely. But I guess it's just because our region is so small. Like even though the talent's so high, the region's still so small. So I think that's what they're going off of.
Yeah, no, 100%. Oh, well, you're in. That's all that matters, eh?
yeah. Just got to keep a hold of it now.
Sweet as. So you gone from? Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something?
No.
You gone from 7th last year to qualifying this year. What sort of changes in your programming went down?
So after Torian last year, I started rehabbing a shoulder injury. So I cut out all like external programmings and did my own stuff from my coach. A lot of tempo work, a lot of shoulder rehab, prehab kind of stuff. And then from there, we decided to just do our own programming. So my coach in Townsville, Daniel Strickland, he started writing out programming for me instead of me following like Mayhem or Proven or any of those ones. And I think just having my coach there, like in person, we like being able to like change things if we needed to, that kind of thing. I think that just helped. And also having him, like having someone present at the games. Like he was there at the games last year, but I hadn't been working with him for super long. At Torian last year, but we hadn't been working together for super long. But this year, just having worked with him for a lot longer, getting to know my like training style and everything, definitely helped in that aspect.
Yeah, be good to have someone like personalizing everything, boots on the ground, right next to you, like they know exactly what's happening with you. So pretty wise decision there, actually, by the sounds of it. Yeah,
especially early on in your career, like having just someone that can just put you under a microscope and just be like, nah, like do this differently, or like, you excel here, so maybe we'll back off on that. And
he's been in the game for such a long time as well. Like our gym's he's taken teams to the games. I think it was 2012 and 2014 maybe. Early days. So he's been in the game for such a long time. So he knows what it's all about, knows what kind of needs to be done, what doesn't. But yeah, after Torian, we need a little bit more guidance. So I had moved over to Mayhem just for some more guidance into games training and stuff.
But you've still got him on board as a coach, watching you go through.
Yeah. So it was like mostly following Mayhem, with like add-ins from him or changes from him, depending on just how I felt each day.
I think that's awesome. Like having someone that you trust that much, that makes a huge difference in the game. Awesome, man.
As far as your training too, it seems to be whether this is not a front, but a front before on Instagram and stuff, you seem to be having quite a lot of fun and goofing around a little bit. But is it behind closed doors? Obviously, I'm guessing you're taking it a lot more seriously out there.
Yeah, like it obviously, like it is serious, the training, but I like to make it as fun as possible.
Yeah, cool.
like I'm around new people, it's harder to be myself. Like my normal self, I love to like goof around, jump around. I have a lot of like pent up energy. So I'm definitely usually just like goofing around a lot. So what you see on the Instagram is a lot of the time what I'll be like in person.
Yeah. Have you had any like starstruck? What was that?
Might put it on a little bit more for the camera there.
Good man. Have you had any like starstruck, like running into athletes, like obviously the fittest on earth?
Not really. So like Rich, so I've been training at Mayhem, and like Rich has been there a couple of times, which has like been pretty cool. I met him first time back in 2019, as a little fangirl.
Yeah.
But this year, like he's invited us into like his space. Like I've gone to the barn and stuff. And like it's still really cool, but it's probably not at the point of like, oh my God, I'm at Rich's barn, like kind of thing. It's just like I'm now like one of the athletes that like he brings into his barn, which is probably like brings into his space. And yeah, I'm really like thankful for that. And it's probably more the starstruck moment, not so much meeting someone, but being like accepted, like brought into their space and all that kind of stuff. And just training with a bunch of games athletes is also pretty sick.
Yeah. I try not to get too much into that whole starstruck people worshipping, but if I met Rich, man, I'd lose my shit. But that's awesome. What's it like? So like you turn up and you're competing against these girls on the floor in Madison, like Victoria, Bailey, Paige. So you turn up to the gym. Is the vibe like real welcoming, like hey, come train, or is there like an element of like, you know, keep to yourself because we're all competing against each other? What's the energy like in the gym?
Nah, they've all been super duper welcoming. Like I've been like since the day I got there pretty much, and like since I met them. Like I jumped in, like they were like, oh yeah, jump in for a workout. We're doing this and this. We can go in a waterfall style, this and that. They were super welcoming. Didn't really care about the whole like competitive side of things, which is really good environment to be around. Like same with the boys, like I've been jumping in with a few of the boys there as well, which has been cool. And then also the Torian Mayhem team as well has been over there, so I've been training with them as well.
Yeah, Bailey Martin's there, Kiwi lad.
Yeah. He's just in next to me actually, him and Marnie.
Represent.
Great guy. Up Bailey.
Was a little rough over there just before.
Yeah, ask him about the competition in Ruark.
No, fuck. Don't.
Tell him I taught him everything he knows. All right. Yeah. Shit, where were we?
Bragging. That's where we were.
That's cool. So when you turn up, okay, so they're real welcoming in that. Are you turning it up a bit? Like, you know, you feel like you got something to prove? Turning up, like I'm a games athlete.
Not really. Like, I don't know. I just go in there and like at home, I'll train and do my best I can every day at home. No different here. I'll just do what I can. If they flog me, they flog. If I beat them, sweet. I don't really try to think about like if we beat each other or not, and just trying to enjoy the training with new people and actually like take it in that I'm training with games athletes and for the games.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah, that's cool. And we talked to James De Rooy last week, and yeah, that was a big element for one of his best performances at the games was that he just relieved the pressure and was just like, I'm just gonna have fun. So I think you're definitely doing the right thing there.
How was the shift in training though on your body? Like, you noticing it's a lot more intense now leading up?
Not really. I think like what I was doing at home was still pretty similar, like intensity wise to what I'm doing over here. Excuse me. But like the only thing is probably like just longer days at the gym. Is probably the only thing that's taking a little bit of a toll. Like, it just takes longer to get through the sessions because there's so many people, things like that. But like intensity wise, it's been, I think I'm pretty used to it by now.
No, awesome. Take it away from the CrossFit chat, just a touch. Do you have any, interested to know, do you have any big ambitions outside of the sport of CrossFit for your life?
At the moment, it's something I definitely don't think about. My whole life is pretty much revolved around the whole CrossFit thing.
Yeah.
The only thing I do want to do is like get out and travel a little bit more, but at the moment that's all on a standstill. I'm trying to pursue this CrossFit thing. So that'll be something I'll do later on in life. But yeah, that's definitely something I've wanted to do for a while, get out and explore the world a bit more.
For sure. And I was watching you on Savan, and you talked about the little chip on your shoulder with Baden's comments on your post.
Oh shit, I don't know about this.
Oh, you want to run us through it quickly?
He's a good bloke. He just made this statement a little bit ago. I posted a thing on Instagram about my mate leaving to move over to the US. I was like, have fun in America. See you next year in August. And he made a comment to my coach saying, does Emily think she's going to the games next year? Like, it was a bit of banter or whatnot. I wasn't there for it, but I was like, I'm going to prove him wrong. I'm going to go to the games. And yeah, here we are.
Yeah, good shit. Have you caught up with your mate?
No, she is in Florida. I don't know, somewhere
Else.
Enjoying the beach.
Yeah, actually, I think she's gone somewhere else now. Could be completely wrong, but she's well gone. She's on an adventure somewhere.
Fair
So
play.
did you text Beto and say, where are you, mate?
Nah, I didn't. But like, besides that, he's been super helpful. Like in lead up to the games, he came to a few of my training sessions, gave me heaps of tips and stuff, like how to set it up, like game style.
Yeah.
So besides what he said to the coach, he's actually been real cool. He's been real helpful.
Yeah. No, we don't doubt that he's a decent guy. We're a bit gutted to hear that he wasn't out there this year, but
he does love a bit of banter as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we all do.
Fuck, everyone on this side of the world does, surely.
No hurt feelings.
I'll bring it back to CrossFit though.
Okay.
That's what I do. The programming this year that we've had a little bit released. What are your thoughts on that?
I like so far pretty cool. Like the event that they released today, the chipper style one.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Reckon that's one. I've never played around with a pig yet. So I'm gonna practice that this weekend just to make sure I get the technique and everything right.
Mm-hmm.
I love strongman stuff, so a pig flip, I'll love it.
And
then a little bit of gymnastics, some wall balls or gymnastics back to pig flips. I reckon that's a pretty sick event. And then like the little bits of information that they've released as well, like that Venn diagram with the ollie lifting, the run, and the gymnastics. I think that's really cool. Like to have like a pretty like varied pieces to test. I think that's really cool. The only thing though, I don't like that they're doing it on the Saturday after a cut.
So, what are your thoughts on the cuts anyway?
Like they happen in all sports. So like it's fair. Like you go to the Olympics, you do a 100-meter sprint, you get cut after the first heat. Like it happens.
Yep.
It's like there's definitely like reason behind it, but I just don't like that they've like made this whole Venn diagram thing. They made this whole thing about the 5K, the gymnastics and the weightlifting to be like the whole thing. They're going to test this, and this, and that's going to find our fittest. They're not doing it for the whole field, which is the only thing that I don't like about the cuts.
That's fair enough.
So if they did that on this Thursday before they cut anyone, I think that'd be a lot more fair and give everyone an actual chance to show like each discipline and things like that. But I mean, I'm guessing they have a reason behind it, but that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, and I guess for like us or yourself, it's obviously a lot harder. It's a lot further for us to get to the games and to go there and not get to compete the entire competition due to cuts.
Yeah, it's expensive so yeah, for them to possibly cut us after 2 days, obviously gonna do my best not to try to get to that Sunday, but like on the off chance like something doesn't go right or just I'm not quite at the caliber yet of everyone else, being cut after 2 days and spending nearly 15 odd grand to get here is a little bit harsh, but I guess it is what it is at this time.
Yeah. Like you said, other sports do have the cuts. Like you said, the Olympics, some of those ollie lifters get to do 3 lifts and then see you later, go home.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, but the cost is pretty unreal, especially coming from where a lot of the like athletes this side of the world, even over in Europe.
Yeah.
So I see what you mean. It is annoying. Like like I didn't actually realize that all that stuff was on Saturday. I completely just glazed over.
Yeah, they've schedule for it all, and that's all on Saturday.
Yeah. So you're in Cookville now. Well, do they put you up there, or are you paying for your own accommodation? What's the guys there?
It's all like self-funded, so everything here is paid for by us. I'm staying with the Mayhem team as well and Bailey, so it was like not too expensive, but yeah, all self-funded.
Nice.
One thing I actually did want to know, for the games, us amateur athletes, if we got a competition on the weekend, we like to taper off. Do you have much of a taper off, or is the volume going to stay out? Because obviously the games are next week, so do you have much of a taper?
So like Friday, Saturday will probably be the last like not super hard, but like harder days, like still high intensity and stuff. And then we travel on Sunday, and then like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll probably get in like a little bit of machine work, like cardio type stuff. That's probably where it'll start to settle down a fair bit from Sunday onwards.
Yeah. So probably still some relatively high volume, but just less stressful movements, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I haven't actually checked the programming for Friday or Saturday, so have to wait and see. But hands have caught a little beating this week, so hopefully nothing too grippy.
Yeah. Me. Shit, I had a question then. It's gone. Who do you travel with? That's what I wanted to ask. Who's over there with you? Who's the support network like for you?
So at the moment, like I said before, I'm staying with the Tory Mayhem team and Bailey. So I've been doing a lot of my stuff with them. But next week, my coach will be coming over, Daniel. He'll make his way over, as well as two of his kids. So I'm pretty close with their family. So it'll be cool to have some people from back home over here with me. And I'll be staying with them throughout the duration of the games.
Yep. Oh, sweet. So that's good.
Mum and dad making the trip?
They were looking at it, but they wanted to support me a little bit more financially than pay for themselves the way over, which was I really appreciate that from them. So they gave me a little bit of assistance, money wise, going into that.
Yeah, sick.
Every dollar helps. Yeah.
Shop mum and dad.
I guess I'm taking it away from the CrossFit chat again. That's what I do.
That's what you do.
I'd like to know, is there any specific person who would be the person who's had the most impact on your life so far?
Probably my parents, I reckon. Like, they've kept me active like my entire life, like got me into swimming and surf life saving at a super young age. So like being so active from such a young age, it's made that a part of my life, like my everyday lifestyle. So for them doing that, it's definitely helped me like keep like a competitive edge, as well as like just making sure that I want to stay active every day. So they've played a big role in that. Just whatever sport I choose, they want me to try and do my best at, which is like pretty ingrained in me now. And they love seeing like their kids just get into things, really enjoy something, and do their best at it. So they've been super duper supportive of like pretty much anything that I've done. So they've probably had the biggest impact on me. And then as well as my coach as well, Daniel, he's been super, super helpful since I met him, pretty much. Like the day that I met him, he's just been super helpful with any kind of training that I've done. So those guys have definitely played a role big time.
Yeah.
Do you feel any like outside pressure? Because obviously we see you as an athlete. We see all these people on TV as like, you know, CrossFit athletes, but we understand that this thing's going on behind the scenes sometimes. Do you ever, or like, have you ever felt like that outside pressure to like need to perform to a high level, or is the support network always been like do your best and cruise with it? Like,
everyone like always says just like do your best, they don't care how you go, but in your head, like in your own head, you're always going to think like, oh, but I did this last year, they're going to expect me to do this well again this year, which generally is all just like done like myself, like my own subconscious and my own thoughts and stuff like that. No one ever like will say to you or like think about you being like, oh, she came 5th last year, she's going to come 5th again this year, or she's going to make the games. No one actually is like that, but it's just like those little thoughts in your head from previous like performances. You think, oh, what if I don't do this? What is everyone going to think of me? Like, I'm one pony. I did it once, and then I fell off the face of the earth, basically. So like, it's hard. Like those thoughts definitely come in, but with that, being said, the support still around me like definitely makes you think like they don't care. They're there to support you. They are just happy to see you trying your best, and again, like doing your hardest, like trying your hardest. So like sometimes, but it's all pretty well and good once once you realize how good the support is and what they actually do think.
Yeah, it's good that you have like that self-awareness to realize, like, step back and be like, nah, it's like it's all in my head, I need to move on. Do you think that's what drove you away from swimming, or were you just over getting wet?
I think I just got over swimming a little bit. I needed a little bit more like variation. Like swimming, you're just swimming up and down a black line for an hour and a half, and 5 a.m. wake ups. I was not about that. So CrossFit, wake up at 7 or 8 a.m., go to the gym, spend the day there.
Yeah. Some of us coach a 5 a.m. class, eh?
Yeah. All my mates that I at the gym, they all wake up at like 4:30 to go to the gym every morning because they, have a normal person job. I don't know how they do that. I couldn't.
Me neither. I coached the 5 a.m. class, and I'm barely awake for that. I don't know how they can fucking move.
It's cool.
It's the middle of the night, team. Let's just relax.
Yeah, honestly.
Chill out. Yeah, you had a bit of an early one this morning, mate, but that's all good. Yeah, on that, I guess, is CrossFit a sport? Obviously, it's a very competitive nature, if that's the way you want to go with it, but there's also obviously the massive daily benefits of doing CrossFit, being able to move well, have good functionality in your day-to-day. But would you suggest CrossFit as a sport that young people should be pursuing, or do you think they should do the more traditional swimming, netball, rugby, and then if they find their way, they find their way?
I would say, like, depends on how young you're talking. Like in your teen years, I think like find just like your everyday sport, like swimming, gymnastics, hockey, whatever you want to do. Just because of the toll that CrossFit takes on your body. Like you're seeing all these young athletes already having to take a year off because the like competition pressures taking such a big toll. You don't want that at such a young age when you're still like processing how to deal with that kind of stuff. It's like I still feel like I'm quite young to be out there. So personally, I think like it'd be good to like find a everyday sport, stick with that for a little while, and then if like CrossFit is something that you want to do, definitely go and pursue it. But it just takes such a big toll on your body. You want to make sure that you're like ready to put yourself through that, especially if you're looking at going competitive.
Yeah, for sure. Because if I can ask, how old are you?
22.
22, so still early 20s. And I mean, out on the Torian floor, obviously you've taken the competitive route, but it seemed to be quite an emotional moment when they called your name and, it was official, you're going to the games. What did that mean to you in that moment?
It was just a very unexpected thing. Like the goal was always to make the CrossFit Games, but being being only my second year, like at Torian Pro, I definitely was not expecting to be in that top 3. But like having done that, it felt like going back to thinking people have expectations. It felt like I had like proven myself, kind of thing. But then I'd also like proved to myself that I am like as good as people are saying or people are thinking. So it just gave me like a whole heap of confidence. I was over the moon, honestly. But yeah, it just made me feel like super proud of myself, and like all the hours training stuff have been worth it. And yeah, it was just an epic moment.
So good, man.
Yeah, I don't. Oh man, I keep forgetting my questions. But,
we're still relatively new to this.
Yeah,
That's
good.
Cool.
I think we're getting towards the end of this chat anyway. But yeah, we said at the top, you're going to write us a workout.
We love this part.
I don't know. Do we? Do we love this part? I think the only workout I can hand on heart say I love doing was Mr. Rogan Dean. Because my heart rate.
What did you do?
His one was more of like high skill. So it was 3 pegboards, 10 bar muscle ups, and then a 100-foot sled drag, 3-minute rest, 3 rounds. Yep. But I didn't get my heart rate up too high, which I'm a fan of, Emily. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, there was this one little workout that I was doing a fair bit. So like a little bit ago, I tweaked my back, so I didn't want to do too much lifting stuff. So it was all a whole lot of cardio. And this one was probably like one of my favorites, just to get good sweat on and good little grind. What was it? So it was just calories, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, echo bike and bike erg.
Yep. Nah, cool.
And then if you really want, it takes like 25 minutes. And then if you really want to, so this one was like, if I really wanted just like a long sweaty one, I'd go back up again, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 after like a 5-minute rest.
All right, we're going back up again. We have to make it. All right. So Emily De Rooy.
It's a good one. That one's so my coach Stricko, Daniel Strickland, we call him Stricko. It's a Stricko special, that one.
Okay, the Stricko special, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and then back up to 50. Assault bike or echo bike. We have assault bike. We have assault bikes. So assault bike calories and bike erg calories.
Yeah.
Fucking legs, man.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Let's do it.
And did you have a time cap for that? 25 minutes.
It took, so like just the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 took about 22 to 25 minutes. Depends what cadence you hold. So it'll take you 45 to minutes.
Okay. We'll just whack a 60-minute cap on and fucking go for gold.
No warm up.
Easy.
Just into it.
There's a warm up.
That 50 calories warm up.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Shit, yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. Thanks. I guess. Oh, awesome, man.
So
yeah. What time are you over there? But nearly 7 o'clock. Yeah, we won't hold you much longer, man.
Yeah, no, it's been good chat. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. And fucking a week
man.
away.
Anything you want to shout out before you go?
Yeah.
Any sponsors? Any Stricko? You've already shouted him out.
Yeah, he's a legend.
On ya.
Oh, not really. Well, you said you're a sponsor, but you're powered by LSKD, which is pretty sick. So they're one of my main sponsors. So and they've helped me a lot going into the CrossFit Games. So definitely big shout out to them. And then all my other sponsors have all been pretty epic. Live Fit Nutrition, 4-time True Protein, Sports Dietitian.
Man, she's taken over the game. Everyone is on with her.
She's epic. She knows her shit. She's she's real good.
Yeah.
And just quickly on LSKD before you go, obviously they sent us a bit of gear, which was sick. We done a bit of a review on it. But that's on the men's side. What's the must-have gear for the ladies on the LSKD?
Must-have gear. Depends what you're into. My favorite pieces. This definitely is not relevant to you boys unless you really want to wear it. But
our partners might watch. We don't.
Fusion leggings are definitely a favorite. And then what else do I really like? I really like the Momentum sports bras and any of the oversized tees. That's this is a trending thing now. So
yeah, you gotta tuck it up into your bra though behind you. That's the only way to wear.
We saw that reel.
Tee. Yeah.
Only way.
Yeah, hard out. Hey, thanks heaps for doing this, mate. We really appreciate it. All the best with your rookie debut at the games. I'm excited to watch.
Thank you. I'm keen to get out there.
Yeah, hard up, man.
All right, beauty. Thanks, mate.
Easy. All right, man.
Good chatting.
Rest up. Catch you later, right?
Thank you.